Hey everyone, I'm here with my friends Shivam and Smarth today. Shivam, who's a software engineer at Google, and Smarth, who's a software engineer at Salesforce. In fact, we did our bachelor's together from DTU. Now, you'd think that a demanding tech job from these top tech firms would be demanding enough, right? But these two geniuses decided that it was not enough. They both enrolled in the legendary Georgia Tech online masters in computer science. उसके बाद 5 मिनट हंसेंगे उसके ऊपर.
The cost is 8 lakhs, then tax is out of your pocket.
Out of 4 GB for graduation.
Human computer interaction, machine learning, computing, and artificial intelligence. So the specializations are pretty cool.
But here's the twist. Shivam, you're still in it. And Smart, you famously are not. So I'd let these guys introduce themselves.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Smarth, and I've been working at Salesforce for 2.5 years now as a software engineer. And as Satvik said, I enrolled into masters last semester. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 months. So yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Shivam. I've been here at Google for approximately 2.5 years now. And yeah, I joined OMSCS along with Smarth. So yeah, it's been the same relation so far.
Okay, so before we get into the drama, let's set the stage for everybody. Why this course and like what was the initial pull for you both and like क्या logic था, क्या reasoning थी, थोड़ा बता दो. Smarth, I think you were the guy who convinced Shivam as well. So why don't we start with you? Yeah.
Yeah, so see, at the end of fourth year, right, I was just randomly scrolling through LinkedIn and I found one of the profiles, right? It said that I completed my master's recently and they added their photo and I was like, okay, that's cool, that seems nice. So, usually we just click on the profile and we go to their profile to see what all things they've been doing.
Yeah.
So I did the same. And I found one very weird thing. I saw that they have been constantly working at, one of the big techs and whilst they completed their masters. So I was like, wow, this is weird. What's going on here? So, I that was one of my cues to, openly search for, these online masters program. And a lot of masters program came up like Illinois, Georgia Tech, the one that we enrolled into.
Yeah.
BITS plan even offers one. So that's how I got my first cue of Georgia Tech OMSCS. So that was my first cue. I've known about it for 2 years, but now 1 year back, I guess in January, Shivam and I actually registered for it. So yeah, we took some time to actually take some step here and
Okay.
register.
Like you mentioned that there are a lot of other options other than Georgia Tech as well. So what was the particular reason to go for Georgia Tech, or what was your reasoning? I'd like just like to know that.
Yeah, I think we did consider many other universities as well. Like Smarth mentioned, there was one with Illinois which were offering master's course. But I think at the end of the day, we decided what was more cheaper because if we are deciding to do online masters,
Mm-hmm.
we are saving on the opportunity cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the price difference was drastic among Georgia Tech and other universities.
Okay.
So at Georgia Tech, the whole degree you get your whole master's degree under $8,000 to $9,000 USD.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and if you compare this with other universities, I think the second lowest was around $20,000. So that was a huge difference.
Okay.
Also, one more thing which we looked at that there is no differentiation between the degree. For example, if I'm going to Georgia Tech physically in person, I would get the same degree MSCS. So
Mm-hmm.
nowhere in my final degree would be written, hey, these guys were going online. And but we did realize that many other universities were offering programs that explicitly stated that this was an online program, and they were of less rigor. So that kind of repulsed us, and hence we decided to go with Georgia Tech because there is no differentiation here,
Mm-hmm.
and the rigor is like I think twice as much as people who are attending in person.
That's great. I think getting a degree which doesn't have any differentiation than the actual degree. I think that
Yeah.
sounds crazy. But I think yeah, there are some caveats to that we'll get into. Now let's come to the how. Basically, application process क्या होती है? Do they look at like grades very strictly, your college grades or something like that?
So actually, you just need. There were this three main requirements that just give out your college grades, your 10 semesters of mark sheet was part of the application process. So I'm basically talking about the application process.
Hmm.
It consisted of mainly two things: your your why. That was the main thing that they really focused on. Why do you want to pursue your degree? You need to give all your reasons why you actually enrolling for it. It consisted of many different questions. There were like 2 or 3 pages of it.
Yeah.
They just basically want to judge that whether you will be able to handle that rigor or not. That was one of the caveats of the applications. The second thing was your TOEFL score. So Shivam and I enrolled for TOEFL in January.
Smart, just one question before we go to the TOEFL score. First, I think application process you mentioned that there are a lot of questions that they ask you, right? Like long paragraphs about what do you want to do, goals and vision and everything, right? I think, and this is one thing that I've observed Indian colleges में तो ऐसा hardly like they don't ask for these kind of questions, right? It's just
Yeah,
that कि अपने grades बता दो and admission ले लो, right?
yeah,
So this is, I think, one difference you guys noticed probably.
yeah, definitely. That has
Huh.
always been the case for foreign universities. Even
Huh.
for bachelors, they do judge a lot on the application of the person. They really want to know the why,
Hmm.
besides all these scores and all. So yeah, you agreed. That is one of the, I would say, a good thing.
Hmm.
Uh, Basically, they bombard you with a lot of essays to
Hmm.
be precise, to actually get out the right motivations out of you.
Right intent.
Yeah, right intent out of you. So that is
Adding to that, we also had to submit 3 LORs.
Oh, right.
And if you are a working professional, you could possibly take LORs from your peers. But yeah, we took one from college and two from our workplace.
I
your
think
college.
the second thing you were continuing to say about the TOEFL score,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys both gave the TOEFL score and gave the exam basically. And is there some benchmark for the score as well कि इससे ज़्यादा होना चाहिए and then only you'll make the cut? सब तो वो भी please do tell.
Yeah, it's around, I think, you have 3 sections. One is reading, one is listening, and one is writing. I think all in all, 4 sections, right? Yeah. So all in all, I think the summation of all these sections, you needed above 100 score, just above 100.
Okay.
That should be fine. Yeah.
And this is like an official thing that is there on their website that you need a
Yes.
more than 100? Okay.
Yes. It's
Okay.
part of the application. You need a minimum of 100. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And do you guys mind telling us how much did you get each? Huh?
Good
I
enough.
got 200.
100. Both of us got 100.
What exactly 100?
Yeah. It's yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I remember getting 108. I don't know what Smarth is talking about.
I got 106. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, so one more question, guys. What I've heard about the program, a little bit research that I did about it, is that the online course ka acceptance rate is still like okay. It's not as bad as the offline course. It's relatively easy to get in, so to say. But the dropout rate seems like it's very high. And like तुम लोगों का जो एक semester का अभी तक का experience है, so what do you guys think about this? Is the curriculum sustainable? क्या लग रहा है? Or has it become unsustainable already? So, yeah, what do you guys think?
So, you're actually right that statistically around actually only 8 to 10% people actually complete the course. So you're right. And I am in the rest 90% because I did drop out just after one semester.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll get to the reasoning behind that as well in a while. Okay, so let's talk about the price. This is what gets everybody the attention. But
So, okay, so you don't have to pay 8,000, 9,000 USD upfront. You basically, if you want to get a degree, you have to do 10 courses.
Mhm.
And in a year, you can do at max 5 courses. There are 3 semesters, spring, fall, and summer. And spring and fall, you can take up to 2 courses. In summer, you can only take at max 1 course. So each course's fees is around $800 to $900. And I've seen that mostly in big techs. I know Google and Microsoft do reimburse some portion of it.
Mhm.
So the portion is around 66%. I think if you have a chat with the manager upfront
Mhm.
and they are aligned, they could get you reimbursed for 2/3 of the price, whatever you are giving
Okay.
for each
So,
course.
yeah, just to put it in perspective, matlab, this degree costs 8 to 9K dollars, basically 7 to 8 lakh rupees. Let's say 8 lakh rupees for this conversation, and
Yeah.
you're saying that 2/3 of that the company pays, and the rest 1/3 you pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
For
okay.
my case, at least, Salesforce reimburse 70%. of the whole thing.
Oh,
So
okay. That's nice.
so all in all, if you're saying, the cost is 8 lakhs, then 2.4 lakhs is out of your pocket.
And
So
this
yeah.
is probably true for both online and offline courses. Both are, like, it doesn't matter. Or this is only for.
If you're doing offline courses, then you're not associated with the company.
Acha, oh right. Yeah, yeah.
Then
You'll have to leave the job only. Correct. Okay. So then this is actually quite a good thing. You will only end up paying what, 2.5, 2.7, something around that mark.
that in 2 3 years.
That too extended to 2 3 years.
Yeah,
Correct. That's really
so
nice. What are the kind of courses they offer, and what did you guys take? I think we can start with Smarth on that one. Yeah.
So, they do sort of give the independence. As Shivam said, that we have 10 courses, right, that we can complete in a span of, usually people complete it in a span of 3 years, right?
Mhm.
3 to 3.5 years, usually. So, you can actually choose your specialization after pursuing all the courses. But you need to certainly, take those courses from a part of certain buckets. Those specializations, there are likes of, in specialization, usually there are likes of human computer interaction, machine learning, computing, and artificial intelligence. So the specializations are pretty cool.
Okay.
So you can, usually out of 10 courses, 5 or 6 are part of that specialization. That is mandatory. You need to complete 5 or 6 courses out of a particular bucket. So you awarded a degree for that particular specialization. The rest 4 are your electives.
Okay, one question here. So you said 10 courses to complete the whole degree. And by the way, just for the viewers, like, the degree in itself is what? Is Masters in Computer Science? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Masters in Computer Science.
yes.
Okay. Okay. And like, then if you're able to get some specialization in, then is that a separate degree, or like how does that like weigh against the degree? Like, do you get something to show that okay, maybe machine learning is specialization thi, yeah, AI ki thi, something like that?
Yes, yes, you can actually say that you completed your masters in this sort of specialization. So yeah.
Okay, so like that will be an official thing you'll get ना. Like even in college, I remember अगर हमने एक particular course के credits, मतलब जैसे machine learning के बहुत सारे courses होते थे, then if you complete enough credits on in that bucket, then you get a specialization for machine learning as well. So that is a separate degree that you got, right? I think. So it's the same case here.
Yeah.
And like,
Only you have to take a specialization here. In undergrad, it was not necessary.
true. Okay. Okay. And statistically, like how many specializations can you do? Like I'm guessing, like you mentioned, 5 to are fixed only, the courses. And then like how can you? What are the permutations and combinations? Like can you do more than one specialization also if you order your courses right?
I mean,
No,
No.
that is not allowed.
technically it's possible that you can do 5 courses of one specialization, 5 courses of the other specialization, but usually people are not that much of adventurer,
Okay.
Even if you do that, at max, not at max, exactly one specialization would be on your degree. You can do courses of other specialization as well. For example, like Smarth mentioned, I can do 5 ML, 5 computing systems. There are overlaps, so I can theoretically do that. But in my degree, I would have to choose, okay, which specialization do I want to put in my degree, and that
Oh.
is exactly one.
Oh, okay. Then I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense to do other unless and until you just have like pure passion for both of the courses. Then only it makes sense.
Actually, people do take a lot of time, and some people do complete it in 6 years. That's the max limit.
Oh, okay.
So, you can do things independently the way you want. So, yeah, some people might do it, but usually, no one drags it for so long. So, yeah.
Okay, I see. So coming to the second part of the question, what did you guys actually pick? We can, like, at least for the first semester, what courses did you pick? How many did you pick? And what is the upper limit on how many you can do per semester? Yeah, Smart. You want to start?
Yeah, so
Anyway,
भाई शिट भाई शिवम क्या रिएक्शन था यार
okay, so both of us got admitted in the fall semester, and there's a limit. We can take at max 2 courses here, but I think both of us decided let's take it easy. So I took ML40, Machine Learning for Trading. That is a very introductory course to machine learning, and I aim to specialize in machine learning. So I think this was a very obvious choice for me. Yeah, and it is relatively an easier course in the whole universe of courses. So
I wanted to test waters on the tougher side of the courses. So I hadn't decided on my specialization, but I picked operating systems. So operating systems, and it's one of those courses. If there's a actually a site called OMSCS Central, where you can actually go and see the reviews of a particular courses, their difficulty level, and everything. So
Okay.
that is something that we usually keep an eye on. So sort of getting using that OMSCS Central to its full potential, I decided to opt for operating systems as my first course.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. So you went with machine learning for trading and you went for operating systems. Okay. Like before we dive into what is the maximum number of courses you can take. Oh, you mentioned this, you can only take two, right?
For fall and spring semester. For
Okay.
summer, you can pick one.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. So a couple of questions. One, to Smarth actually first. Because I remember operating systems we have done in college as well, right? Um, what do you think were the differences? Was this like a very fundamental course which was probably similar to this, but like you mentioned, it's a very hard one, so I'm guessing it was way advanced than what we did in our bachelor's.
yeah, not at all, not at all. It was not of, in our colleges at least, we just needed to go through one of those books with called like Let's See and Balaji. What was that book called for operating systems?
I don't
I don't know.
I don't remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, right, there was a whole different book that they wanted us to refer for virtualization. There were
Mhm.
different research papers that they wanted us to refer for remote procedure calls. So yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
there was a lot of depth to the course, and I
Okay.
won't say that it's exactly same as what we did in our bachelor's.
Mhm.
So it was pretty interesting, and actually, with each and every section, you had to make one project also on the side.
Mhm.
So I, for example, from the first section itself, I had to start coding in C and make a
Oh.
remote procedure call, sort of, I won't say application, but sort of programs that they check against. There are a lot of test cases that they run against that
Mhm.
thing.
Okay.
Multi-threading was covered in depth, so
Okay.
it was pretty advanced, I would say.
Okay, okay. And coming to your course, Shivam, because I know personally that you have not done any thing related to machine learning, not as much. So how is this for you? Like you as a beginner, were you able to grasp on, or did you have to spend a lot of time on trying to get what is happening?
No, in fact, I really enjoyed the course.
Hmm.
Like you mentioned, I have zero context for machine learning,
Okay.
and that's why this course is recommended for people who just want to carve a path to machine learning specialization.
Hmm.
And so the whole course was divided among projects and two exams. There are 8 projects in total which you have to do, and they constitute about 71% of a grade, and exams constitute 25% of the grade. So it is a very project centric course, and I really enjoyed my time doing projects and watching the tutorials and the videos there. So yeah, for me it was more of a learning experience since I had no history with machine learning, and now I feel fairly confident to go into next courses for machine learning. Yeah,
Okay.
so I think this was a very
Yeah.
good course.
Just for some of the people that might get interested and ask like what is, because I have also done like beginner machine learning courses, so I want to know like what, if you can just like brief of the topics that they covered in that course.
This is not a very standard machine learning course. We are actually expected to build systems that can trade based on indicators. And to analyze indicators, we are using machine learning. We are using different types of algorithms there. So we are taught that. But at the same time, we are not going into too much detail. This is not a math heavy course. This is not a calculus heavy course.
Hmm.
Uh, Things are just taught to just get you a gist of how things are done,
Hmm.
kind of how to use machine learning as a black box.
Hmm.
And then we are expected to my final project is they have given me some data. I would want to upload a full-fledged machine learning algorithm, a
Hmm.
model which is first trained, and then it is trained autonomously.
Okay.
So, and my scores are dependent on how good my trades are. So
Okay.
this is more of a practical course, not a very
Hmm.
theoretical.
Okay.
Hence, I enjoyed it.
Okay. So just one follow up on that. So I think what you mentioned there, that using ML models to handle the trading. So, but then are you also being taught on how that black box is made, or just let's say that you're just using the TensorFlow libraries to communicate with the model and do that, or let's say, I mean, I think the introductory models like the gradient descent, linear regression, and there are other unsupervised, supervised learning. Like, did you deep dive on that as well, or right now it's just about using them to do the trading?
Okay, so no, we didn't call any external library. So,
Okay.
like I mentioned, eight projects, right? So, projects 1 to 6, we were implementing different algorithms and how to fetch these indicators. Like you
Hmm.
mentioned, there are decision trees, then there are various techniques, we use bagging, we use uh, there are some other techniques I'm not really sure.
Okay, now moving on. Another thing about this course, I think it's marketed as self-paced, a self-paced course. So, what does that really mean to you guys as full-time software engineers? Like you mentioned that you guys did one course each, so that answers the first part of the question. But the second part, even in that course, what are you actually doing? Like, are there recorded classes that you have to do? Are there live classes as well? And what are the are there any weekly deadlines that you have to take care of, project submissions? So I just want to get an idea of the workload and the mental stress that this will add to your weekly or daily life.
Definitely not self-paced, I would say, because as soon as you enroll into the course, a timer starts ticking for your first project.
Okay.
So definitely not self-paced. But people, as we said, right? People do usually take one semester per course.
Hmm.
And if I divide the courses into three category: easy, medium, and hard, it
Hmm.
takes typically like 5 to 10 for easy, 15 to 20 for medium, and 20 to 25 for hard courses. So
Hmm.
if you're working a 50 hours job, then it's
Hmm.
going to be difficult for you.
Hmm.
If you're working a 30 hours job, then it's going to be a bit easier for you.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I won't say self-paced because you have your deadlines with you.
Hmm.
You are given that in this particular week, this is the course material that you need to go through,
Okay.
and these are the project deadlines for you. This is what you need to submit. They have a actually portal for
Hmm.
submitting your projects called Gradoscope.
Okay.
That's where you're going to submit your course before this particular deadline.
Hmm.
So these are typically we have your you have your reading material, research papers, and
And what if you
live
don't? Let's say you don't submit you have a deadline for this week, you don't, what happens then?
marks.
Okay,
you know
marks.
because you're actually given grades, right?
Okay.
A, B, C,
For
uh,
every project that you do.
for every project, for
Okay.
every exam, you have them. So obviously, TAs are actually very, very hard working here, I would say. They go through each and every project line and they judge you on basis of that.
Okay.
They actually want us to include comments in each and every project before each and every function. So yeah, it takes time. Very much depends on your workload coming from your job, whether you'll be able to manage it or not. So much for calling it self-paced.
Okay. And
Add to that, I would also
yep.
like to mention. Okay, so initially I thought that okay, I can just coast my masters since I wasn't really aiming for A or B. I was like, even if I'm passing, I'm good with it. I'll
Hmm.
get a degree.
Hmm.
But I realized much later on that we actually need 3 out of 4 GPA for graduation, and for specialization, we need for all the specialization courses, we need at least a B. So I mean, and if I am missing a deadline, huge weightage is given to projects. So 5 to 10%
Hmm.
is just cut. So we wouldn't really want to do that.
Okay. So you're saying that like each project will have its grade, then all of those grades will add up, and then you will get a grade for the course, and then these grades for all of the courses will add up and give you a final GPA. And even then, after spending 4, 5, 6 years of doing this like incrementally while with your job, you're not
Yeah.
assured that you'll get that degree.
Yeah, but even if I'm doing 10 courses and my GPA is lower, I can always enroll in 11th and 12th course to get my GPA up, and then I can.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay.
but again, that is just me spending extra money. So why would
Okay.
I want to do that?
But honestly, if you take one course per semester, it's pretty manageable.
Hmm.
I'll really put it right in front
And
of you
it's a
guys. It's
by semester year, right? Like two
Try
semesters.
something.
try
Okay,
semester,
tri semester. Okay.
spring, fall, and summer.
Okay. Okay. So it's three courses per year.
Yeah.
So if
If you want to take it a bit easy, manage one course at a time,
Mhm.
and want to
So
take difficult
even
courses.
with that schedule, then you will be able to complete it in 4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So but you like you mentioned that some people do it in 6 years. So what happen? Can they just skip an entire semester that they don't take a course? That's allowed then. I'm
Yeah, they
guessing.
can take a break.
Okay. And like how is there must be a limit on this break also? Oh, I mean.
I think if you can't go more than 2 semesters. After that,
Oh.
actually you need to re-enroll.
Oh. Okay. So
I
you
think
can.
what 3 semesters I don't particularly remember, but I
Okay.
think 2 or 3 semesters you can go without, actually taking a course. And some people do actually complete it in 4 or 5 years. They do take that much time. And if you see, right, statistically, a lot of people above the age of 28 or 30 actually take this course.
Mhm.
And Shivam and I used to go through a lot of Reddit threads. People were saying, "Okay, I'm finally taking a break and getting married, and then I'll be back into the game."
Man, it's a
Very, very
grind.
strong community for OMSCS at least.
Man,
Yeah,
it's a marathon for years.
yeah.
Okay, I guess yeah, that covers the self-paced myth that is there about the course. This does not sound self-paced at all to me. So yeah, I think that is the conclusion we can take from this discussion. Okay. Okay, so this brings us to the split So I know, Smart, that you have paused on the program right now. You are rethinking your whole strategy and like deciding whether to continue or not. And Shivam, you're still pursuing it actively. So like yeah, definitely. I want to know from both of you what was the breaking point for you, Smart, and what is the reason that Shivam you think that it is still worth pursuing. So yeah, I guess we can start with Smart and let's go behind what was your reasoning behind pausing the degree for now.
Yeah. So, starting from the start, the reason I enrolled into the course, right? First, going through the statistics, right? As I told, only 8 to 10% of the people actually graduate and actually get a degree. So that means they're able to complete all the 10 courses. So, 8 to 10% is pretty low number. So, there might be only two reasons that this is happening. One is definitely that, course rigor is true. It's actually rigorous and people do actually drop out in between to, focus on other important things going on in their life.
Yeah.
And the second was, you know, uh, I think it just doesn't add that much value
Yeah.
to
Can
your.
you explain like how value?
Just to see, if you're an active SG, right, you're probably pursuing your software engineering career.
Hmm.
You go out for your interviews. You're basically tested for three things, right? Your DSA, your low-level design skills, your high-level design skills,
Hmm.
and companies pay a lot. Uh, Only if you get into them. As soon as you get into them, they pay a lot, and these are the only three things that are required to get
Hmm.
into high-paying tech jobs.
Yeah.
So, does it actually make sense to spend 3 hours every day for
Hmm.
3 years?
Hmm.
I think that if you put in that much effort, to climb the ladder at your current company, or make a switch, if you put in that much time into these two things, I think monetary value is much more.
Hmm.
But if you're really passionate about some subjects, and if you sort of, you are in a software engineering career, but you want to make a switch to machine learning job, so
Hmm.
this is actually a pretty good path.
Okay.
You can take a pretty interesting courses, and you can put them in your resume, and you at least pass the initial bar of that
Hmm.
resume, the
Yeah.
recruit bar. So
Okay.
that is.
Okay. So I think like to summarize what I think the point that you made is that if first of all you like you mentioned that 3 hours if you're spending 3 hours per day and which is also on the low end, right, as we discussed, some courses will take much more of your time. they'll
Yeah.
take they'll take 20 hours 25 hours in a week, so that'll really keep you engaged.
Yeah.
And so the point that you made that whether it's worth it or doing or not, and just to summarize what you said is that if your goal is to climb up the SDE ladder and if your passion is money, which is the case for a lot of people, and it's absolutely right. So then it probably does not make sense for you
Correct.
because SD jobs, as is in big tech, are very high paying, and if you put in enough effort and you get the promotions and you do make the switches, whatever, you'll make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This was definitely one of the points. But the other thing, right? I had major two factors. One was, am I putting the time at the right place? That was one thing.
Mhm.
And second was, I had one incident where, I was going through one of the projects, and I had to, actually stay up late at night. And, again, I had operating systems. So I was working on one of the OS projects, had to code in C,
Mhm.
debugging was taking a lot of time. So I didn't sleep one whole day.
Mhm.
That was the case for first project. When I started with second project, I was like, okay, I genuinely didn't want to use AI because I wanted to learn on my own.
Mhm.
But by the second time, right, I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. I mean, you just can't stop yourself from using ChatGPT and Gemini these days, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was able to learn more. I was able to go in much more depth, and I was able to complete my project in one third of the time.
Mhm.
And I just started contemplating a lot.
Mhm.
So I was thinking, is this the right way after LLMs?
Mhm.
The right way to learn things after LLMs? Is masters the right way?
Mhm.
Then I started contemplating that, okay, actually, do people usually pursue masters to, go out of the country and pursue their careers in US? That is one of the most major things that
Yeah, yeah. At
major,
least from India.
yeah, at least for India, from India.
Yeah.
So I started contemplating, maybe this is not the right way. Maybe it's time for top-down people, who focus on one thing and then just keep on learning on the
Mhm.
way and
Mhm.
just basically achieve their goals.
Yeah.
So I thought all this, and I thought that maybe going the old ways is not the way now.
Yeah. I think one point I wholeheartedly support is that learning via AI is the best thing you can do in this
Definitely.
place, man. I mean, personally, me as well. It's just like every day I learn more stuff, which probably I would take me a couple of days if I doing it manually. But
Correct.
anyways, yeah, that was one side of the story. of the story why Smarth has put a pause on the program right now. He can obviously continue as we talked about. You can go 2 semesters continuously without
I've
doing.
decided to drop out. Yeah, fully
let's
decided. Yeah,
let's yeah. But I'm just saying that he does has the option to.
yeah.
Okay, one question actually. Since you've already started the course now for this semester, if you do not complete, what happens?
My I think so. Basically, these guys actually do one very nice thing. Let's say your course is for 4 months and you drop after the first month,
Mhm.
then the prorated cost of your 1 month will be cut out of your fees,
Okay.
and rest will be refunded to you.
Oh, okay. So three-fourths you get back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that was the one side of the story. Let's move on to Shivam now, our soldier who is still battling on in this master's course, and let's listen to why he thinks that it's worth it and why he's still doing it. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I still don't know whether I'll be completing 10 courses or not. I would want to start like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started machine learning for trading, and I was really enjoying projects
Mhm.
until I started getting feedbacks. So okay. Currently, I think I'm doing fairly well. I am on the path to get an A.
Mhm.
But what I see is there is just so much of nitpicking, and I feel that if I didn't have to do projects or if I didn't have to make reports, I would be better off and I would have learned a lot more. Because most of my time, 50% of the time I was watching videos, I was learning. 30-40% of the time I was coding, I was building things, and the rest time I felt like I was wasting my time.
Mhm.
I would have to write proper full-fledged research papers.
Mhm.
I would have to draw charts, label them, and stuff like that, which
Wait a
I'm
second.
really
This is the section where we talk about why why you still want to do it. Uh,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So I didn't want to drop the course midway. That is my first that is my first thought which I thought if I started something
Mhm.
and I'm on a good path, it's not like I am seeing myself getting a C or a D.
Mhm.
I am on path to get an A. So I was like, okay, might as well just complete the course
Mhm.
so that after completing this course, I would have a full sample space. Okay, I did one course end to end. Now I can decide, okay, can I do this for 9 more courses and potentially more difficult courses than what I'm currently doing.
Okay.
I would also like to add, like you guys discussed just now. So yes, AI can help you like in learning things very quickly in 1/3 of the time.
Yeah.
But for the past 2 years, I didn't really learn anything. I was not being forced to learn anything. So I think what this program does is it forces you to do something because it has deadlines and you have paid fees and you care about your grades. So I am forced to sit on my weekends
Mhm.
to do this. And I mean, yeah, I'm still judging whether I'll be continuing or not. But
Mhm.
yeah, one course I am doing, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was my whole chain of thought.
Okay. Yeah, I think key point here, I think like you mentioned, experience really depends on what course you're doing as well, whether it aligns with your goals or not. Like I think
Yeah,
something very low level like operating system or anything, which again will you'll probably never have to do in your job at that low level. So is it, if the question is that if it's not helping you in your job, is it worth it? Because if you're just doing it as something that you just want to do and your job is like not your priority, like even if it's your priority, it's something you want to do as a passion project, you can continue doing it. But if you think that it's going to help in your day job, I don't think that's the case in both of your cases, right? So,
yeah. There is literally no financial benefit temporarily, but if you see 10, 15 years down the line,
mhm,
if I have done some very core courses in
mhm,
computing system and I'm planning to stay in this field only,
yeah,
so I think it could possibly have a ripple effect later on.
yeah,
That's what I heard from my peers who have done this course end to
mhm,
end.
mhm.
So yeah, that was my whole train of thought of pursuing OMSCS.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's valid. I mean, if
Yeah,
you if you
like
give
with
anybody two portfolios with the same background, same companies, and one guy has an extra degree, it obviously stands out, I guess. Also, Shivam, be honest, how many social events has this thing made you drop out of? And like, what is your social life now turned into? Because I know you're a hired guy working at your day job as well, and then doing this at least 3-4 hours average on a day. How much time do you have left? Are you able to go to the gym? Are you able to go to restaurants to eat out with your friends? So because that's a very important factor, right? I guess for people who are thinking.
okay, so this has been hectic, very hectic, and I have decided that I won't touch anything related to masters on my weekdays,
Yeah.
and only weekends I'm doing my masters. Okay, so earlier I used to have lots of free time. I was playing football, badminton with my friends and with my peers, but that has significantly dropped. And the free time which I had, if I want to like just play anything, or if I want to just talk to someone on weekends, I cannot really do that because I have project deadline Sunday night. So yes, I have bailed out on quite a lot of events, but
You know.
thankfully my friends have been supportive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
So you were asking about my tipping point, right? At third one.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
like how Smarth smoked just when you said that. But so basically, you're saying that weekdays you're occupied with your job, weekend you're occupied with this. It
Yeah, so I
sounds.
make it a point if I have to do anything, let's say go out with my friends, I do it on weekdays after work, evenings.
Mhm, mhm,
Weekends are totally reserved for my masters.
mhm,
I am not usually free on weekends to hang out with people or maybe
mhm,
pursue my hobbies.
mhm,
Weekdays is where I find time. But yeah, there's only so much you can do on weekdays after work.
mhm. Yeah, I mean that's tough, but yeah, that's the
Yeah.
cost you end up paying for it, I guess. So it's your decision. Okay, so coming to the big question, who is this for? Like we discussed, if this is not for an SDE at a top tech company, then the question remains that who is this for? So from our discussion, I think I am able to categorize this into three broad categories of people. The first, I think, are the career switchers, people who are from a non-CS background and want to shift to an CS background, want to get past HR at that stage, and they're just stuck at that level. So for them, I think, like, do you guys agree? Is that do you guys see people with non-CS backgrounds in your program?
Yeah, I think there's a substantial amount of people who don't have a CS background
Okay.
and they want to switch here.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
definitely. Actually, when we used to go through Reddit threads, right? I mean, that's been our main source of truth for a lot of things. A
Hmm.
lot of people did actually mention that, hey, I'm now switching to a CS career. I
Okay.
did my bachelor's in industrial engineering or something like that, chemical engineering, but this
Hmm.
definitely got them passed through the HR. So
Hmm.
definitely, it's for them if they're interested in switching careers.
Okay, okay, yeah, then that definitely is one group of people. Then second, I think the group of people are who want to specialize basically, who have their passions, who are in a software engineering, a core SD job, and they're looking out for, let's say they want to become an ML engineer, they want to become a cybersecurity specialist. I'm sure there are courses related to that as well. So yeah, I think second group of people I identify who want and will probably benefit from the course are the specializers basically. And the third category of people, which I think will definitely not benefit from this, are people who are just looking to quickly climb up the ladder and in their SDE jobs and get promotions and increase their salary quickly. I think for that, to me, I think it does not make sense. And I think I would put myself in that category as well. I mean, sure, I'm interested by ML and stuff, but I'm not ready to commit, for 5 years or 5 years to this program. And yeah, I think I feel there's still a lot to learn in the job that I am. So yeah, I'm satisfied. So I'd put myself at least in that category. And yeah, I think those are the three broad categories. Do you guys think is something I left or yeah, something you want
Agreed.
to
Agreed, agreed.
Yeah.
But in the third category, obviously, I'm also now in the third category.
add? Yeah.
The reason I would add another point is sort of, uh, you're just scratching the surface.
True.
You're not going into deep. Like for you sort of just you're not actually building cool stuff. You're
Hmm.
just covering the course here.
Hmm.
So again, second category you mentioned, right? People who want to make the switch, I really find it's useful for them.
Hmm.
For me personally, because I'm in the third category, I can confidently say that, I mean, if I would rather focus on my job and specialize in that
Hmm.
rather than scratching surface in a
Hmm.
lot of subjects, or I would say work independently.
Hmm.
I like one subject, I use AI today. I use
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
I
So we
think
have a
hmm.
movement today, right?
Yeah,
We have
I think
this
that was one question I was going to ask you only. Like you brought up AI now. Like you mentioned, for us in the third category, we're obviously using AI in our day jobs. But what a question came to my mind right now, for even for people, sure, it's your passion to be a cybersecurity expert or a machine learning expert. But again, that question arises that what you are learning and what you're planning to specialize in, with AI and everything, does that leave you obsolete in the next 5 6 years? And I think Shivam will probably be the better person to answer that because he's done that course, and I'm sure you might have used AI somewhere, and you might know what is the performance of AI in doing these fundamental tasks of let's say building a machine learning pipeline, like from ingesting data, processing the data, cleaning the data, getting an algorithm to run on it, training using that data. Like, is an AI able to do this end to end?
Yeah, I mean, if given enough good amount of supervision, it is able to do that.
Okay.
No doubt on that.
Okay. So
I mean, you're asking it what to do, and you're asking it to do it. So, about the obsolete question, right?
uh,
I won't say we're getting obsolete. The
uh,
core principles definitely remain the same,
uh,
but it's just about the focus,
uh,
where you want to focus.
uh,
Maybe if you're really passionate, then maybe PhD is the thing for you.
Hmm. So I think this clears. Well, I'm not sure if it's the right thing or not, but like we SDs have in our mind in today, right? That okay, we have to be on our toes. That jobs are getting cut. You know, every one SD can do the job of three, four now. So, but it seems like it's the same for even machine learning engineers. I mean, yeah, I think from our conversation, it's the same for them as well. So if it's the same for everybody, then it's just that okay, that the manual things, the junior engineer tasks, all that are getting automated, but it's everywhere. It's not just a software engineering thing. It's in every profession. Even like machine learning engineers who are building the thing that is replacing what we're doing, even they are getting impacted by it, right?
Correct.
But I
That was
think
there.
they are safer as compared to SD. That's what I feel.
Hmm.
Because after 2 years working at Google, I realized that okay, there's only so much I can learn. There was definitely a very steep learning curve when I joined Google, or for that matter, any of you started working in your careers. But after one point of time, you are just specializing in your team tools, what your team is doing,
Hmm.
but you're not actually learning anything. So
Hmm.
I felt that I wouldn't want to be in the state where I'm not learning and at this age. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think I'll have to correct myself on the first point that you said that they're safer. Yeah, that I definitely feel now because we're what we've not scratched the surface, right, of AI and its capabilities. So yeah, that part of tech is still expanding so much while SDs are still their work is still defined more or less. It was the same that was already, but yeah, but it's just that one person can function
Yeah,
much
yeah.
more faster now.
I
Yeah.
would say SGs are more of journalists.
Hmm.
We have to be on our toes. Just constantly learn new things.
Yeah, that's true.
Need AI agents.
Uh,
Let's say any new model comes up, LLM comes up, whatever comes up.
yeah.
We are just journalists who quickly get on board of things, and just
Hmm.
start using it, plug things here and there, and just build things out of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we are
Just
journalists,
hack
so safe in
hacking
that sense.
around.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're safe in that sense. I really believe in that.
जुगाड़ू तो
So
होते ही हैं सॉफ्टवेयर
exactly, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. All right, let's start with the lightning round. We want quick answers. First question: is the program worth it for you guys personally? Let's start with Smarth.
No, not for me. I would rather use AI to educate myself.
Okay,
yeah, up until now, totally worth it. I
cool,
don't know what future holds, but yeah, up until now, totally worth it.
fair enough. Second, best part of the program for each of you guys. Smarth, you go ahead.
I mean, I don't have a lot of best parts, but I can imagine if I would have stayed in the program, I would have cleared a lot of fundamentals.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, there are two, three courses that I'm really looking forward to, and I've heard such good reviews about them. So yeah, these are the courses which really are getting me going.
Okay, cool. Third question: worst part about the program.
Outdated for me.
Okay, fair enough. Sure.
I think sometimes writing reports can get too cumbersome, and sometimes projects feel a bit unnecessary. So
Hmm.
learning is less, and homeworking is more. So yeah, that is the worst part.
Okay. So fourth and final question to each of you guys. What would be the advice if you could just give it in 10 seconds for any engineer who is on the application page right now? What would be your advice?
Looking to switch a career or clear your fundamentals in any of the subjects you like, go for it.
Hmm. Okay,
Only if you are not if you really want a structured path, only then.
cool. Sure.
Yeah, so if you're already on the application page, I'm assuming you want to get in, and it is fairly easier to get in. So just go for it. Maybe do one or two courses, and it's always an option to drop out. So not
Yeah,
a
figure
long.
it out for yourselves. Agreed with Shiv. Yeah.
And that is the most honest take you will ever get on this particular topic. So thank you both, Smarth and Shivam, for joining in and giving your honest experience and feedback. And to everybody who's watching, what do you guys think? Are you in Shivam's team, the marathon, the marathon runner, or our free thinker, Smarth, who's the dropout in this case? So let us know in the comments and like, share, and subscribe the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye
Thank you.
Bye, guys. I have an assignment to do.
bye.
I'm a free thinker. Bye bye. I'll leave you to adapt.
Okay.